Hey, my chosen family, have you ever felt the profound stillness that fills the air when someone who once underestimated you is suddenly rendered speechless by your growth? That silence? It's not just an absence of sound, it's the unmistakable realization of your enemies, now acutely aware that they placed their bets on the wrong person. This is more than a quiet moment, it is a reckoning, a wake-up call for all those who once doubted your worth. When they tried to confine you, when they sought to reduce you to nothing more than a passing shadow in their lives, they had no idea what they were truly up against. They couldn't possibly have anticipated the magnitude of your rise, the unstoppable force that would surge within you, demanding to be seen, heard, and felt. The light they tried so hard to dim has not only survived, it has flourished, blinding them with its brilliance. And that light is not just a sign of your personal success, it's a reflection of their deepest fears. As they face the reality of your ascent, they are forced to reckon with the truth of their own actions, the shadows they once cast upon you now exposed for the world to see. Your rise has become their torment as they come to terms with the void their own choices have created. The empty spaces in their hearts are now laid bare, and they can no longer hide from the consequences of underestimating you. They never saw the depth of your strength, the resilience in your soul, nor the brilliance that pulses through you like an unstoppable current. They dismissed you, they underestimated you, and they thought they could break you. But now, as they watch your transformation unfold, they are haunted by the very power they tried so desperately to suppress. The truth they couldn't see before has now become undeniable. You are not someone to be controlled, manipulated, or contained. You were always destined for something far greater than they could have ever imagined. This victory, my friends, is not just a fleeting moment of triumph, it is a profound transformation. It is the shattering of illusions, the destruction of the false narratives they built around you. It is the final proof that their attempts to confine your spirit were in vain. You've left an indelible mark on their souls, a permanent reminder that you were never theirs to own, never theirs to dictate. They will carry this awareness with them, knowing that they were foolish to ever doubt your strength. Now listen closely, my chosen ones. This is your moment, the moment where your greatness is no longer optional, no longer a dream deferred. This is your era, the time when you rise to claim everything that is rightfully yours, when you take up your place in the world with unshakable confidence. Let's explore something deeper, something powerful. What if I told you that everything you've been searching for, validation, love, recognition, has always been inside you? For years, you've been fed the lie that your worth depends on others, that you need someone else to give you permission to succeed. But I am here to tell you, with every ounce of my being, that this is the greatest deception you've ever been told. The truth is, you have always carried an immense power within you, magnetic, divine, and unstoppable. This power, this light, is not something to be found externally. It is not dependent on the approval or recognition of others. It has been with you all along, waiting for you to awaken to it, to claim it as your own. Those who sought to dim your light, to keep you in the shadows, were not afraid of your failure. No, they were terrified of what would happen if you ever realized the full extent of your potential. They were frightened of the unstoppable force you would become once you recognized the depths of your own power, once you tapped into the divine strength that lies dormant within you. But now we are breaking free from that cycle. We are stepping into the truth of who we are, into the strength, the brilliance, and the greatness that was always meant to be ours. The time for doubt is over. The time for shrinking back is done. We are no longer waiting for permission. We are no longer seeking validation from others. We are stepping into the fullness of our power, claiming the future that belongs to us. Are you ready to shatter the illusions that have held you back? Are you ready to own your greatness, to stand tall and unapologetically claim the life that is yours? Because I can tell you this, the world is not prepared for the fire that is about to be unleashed. The strength you are about to reveal will change the very course of your life, and the world will have no choice but to witness your rise. The time has come, my chosen ones. The time has come for you to burn brighter than ever before, for your light to blaze in ways that no one, least of all those who doubted you, could ever have predicted. You are a force to be reckoned with. This is your time. Step into it. The transformation within you is undeniable. You have shed the constraints of others' expectations, stepping into a profound freedom that is entirely your own. This reinvention is not just about growth, it is a complete shift in identity, a shedding of limitations in favor of a reality where anything is possible. Their opinions and judgments no longer hold power over you. The walls they built around their narrow definitions of you have crumbled, leaving you limitless, with a deep, unshakable love for yourself. This newfound self-love is your foundation, the essence of who you are, and the launchpad for everything you will become. Yet, the change they perceive is merely a shadow of the monumental shift that has occurred within you. You've outgrown their expectations, leaving them rooted in a narrative that no longer serves you. Watching you thrive forces them to confront the brilliance they once tried to ignore. Regret gnaws at their hearts as they replay moments when they dismissed your dreams, withheld encouragement, or belittled your aspirations. Now they see the truth: the person they once underestimated has blossomed into someone they can no longer control. The balance has tipped, and they are left to wrestle with the consequences of their neglect. For some, regret gives way to denial. They refuse to acknowledge their role in your journey, convincing themselves that your success was inevitable and disconnected from the choices they made. They cling to the illusion that you are the one who changed, that you have become someone else. This denial only reveals their stagnation. While you have moved forward, they remain trapped in their comfort zones, unable to reconcile the vast difference between who you were and who you've become. The truth they cannot confront is that your evolution exposed their own fears and insecurities. Every step you took toward reclaiming your identity and building your confidence stirred something fragile within them. Their attempts to shrink your victories and dim your light were never about you. They were about their need to protect their carefully constructed sense of superiority. They tried to keep you small, to keep you dependent on their approval, but their efforts only strengthened your resolve and fueled your transformation. This resistance was not limited to strangers or acquaintances. Often it came from those closest to you, the very people who should have been your greatest supporters. A family member's disguised envy, a friend's silence in place of encouragement, all served to reinforce their own feelings of inadequacy. By withholding validation, they sought to maintain their importance in your life. What they failed to realize was that their attempts to diminish you only strengthened your resilience and sharpened your willpower. There was a time when their words burrowed deep into your soul, casting doubt on your value and making you question your worth. They hoped to keep you tethered to their approval, believing this would ensure their relevance in your life. But their whispers of doubt, intended to break you, became the very fuel that propelled you forward. Each attempt to hold you down made your spirit unbreakable. And their discomfort, though veiled in criticism or silence, had nothing to do with your imperfections and everything to do with their own insecurities. As you rose, their fragile masks began to crack. Your transformation mirrored back to them the truth they could not face. Their attempts to suffocate your growth stemmed from their own fears of inadequacy. But you were never meant to stay small. Every challenge, every attempt to shrink your light, only served to magnify your brilliance. You became untethered from their judgments, thriving despite the very support they withheld. They may wonder if different words or actions could have kept you within their grasp, but it's too late. The version of you they once knew is gone. Now you stand radiant and untouchable, no longer seeking their approval. Your victories belong solely to you, and your growth is a testament to your unyielding strength. Watching you flourish forces them to face their own stagnation, but this is not your burden to bear. You have moved beyond their narrow expectations, creating a life that is entirely your own. The person you are today is limitless, thriving in a reality shaped by your own hands. What you've achieved is more than growth, it is a reinvention that no one can take away. You've tapped into an inexhaustible reservoir of energy, one so powerful it commands attention without effort. Where they once saw someone they believed could be subdued, they now see someone who has risen beyond their reach, a figure of resilience, grace, and untamed beauty. Your presence is undeniable, your energy magnetic, and your authenticity impossible to ignore. Those who sought to diminish you now stand in awe of the very essence they tried to suppress. What lies ahead isn't simply growth, but a profound embodiment of everything you've reclaimed: your power, your grace, and your essence. Their attempts to stifle the radiance that now defines you have only served to fuel the brilliance they couldn't understand. Watching you flourish has left them astonished, unable to comprehend the transformation unfolding before their eyes. You've shattered the confines of others' expectations, unleashing a wave of transformation that ripples through every connection you touch. This transformation transcends the physical. It is a profound awakening that emanates from your core, touching every facet of your existence. It's no longer about proving your worth to others or seeking their acknowledgement. Instead, it's about celebrating the sacred energy that flows through you. Rooted in self-acceptance, this energy is untouchable, a sanctuary that no one can tarnish or diminish. Your sensuality, once suppressed, is now an extension of your inner truth, bridging your essence with everything around you. Your authenticity is undeniable, your energy magnetic, and the sensuality they wanted you to bury has become your most unapologetic truth. It flows effortlessly, rooted in the love you've cultivated through resilience and healing. Your connection to yourself has become a reflection of the profound love you hold within. In embracing every part of yourself, tenderness, openness, and sensuality, you've reclaimed the pieces others tried to make you deny. These are not weaknesses, but reflections of your strength, revealing a profound alignment of body, mind, and spirit. This newfound freedom isn't just a fleeting moment, it's the foundation of a life defined by limitless possibilities. You no longer shrink to soothe others' discomfort or dim your light to fit into spaces that cannot contain you. Instead, you stand bold, luminous, and unapologetically whole. You move through the world with unwavering confidence, illuminating the path for others and proving that true strength lies in embracing every part of yourself. Your evolution has redefined the narrative, turning their doubts into a testament to your boundless strength. Ready to take the first step toward greatness? Subscribe now and let's begin. This is your invitation to step into a circle of transformation, a space where individuals like you come together to magnify their inner power. Here, freedom isn't just a concept, it's a way of living, a force that drives every action and vision. You've already broken through barriers. Now it's time to harness that strength and amplify it beyond anything you've imagined. As your self-love deepens, your energy becomes undeniable, prompting those who once sought to contain you to either fade into the background or rise to meet your brilliance. Regardless of their choice, their opinions no longer hold any weight in your journey. This unwavering dedication to your own truth is the most transformative power you possess, setting you apart as a beacon of unyielding strength and inspiration. You've risen beyond the weight of their opinions, transcending their attempts to confine you. Now is the time to take this power and let it propel you further into a life that reflects the expansiveness of who you truly are. The ripple effect of your transformation has left them staggered. They never anticipated your rise, your ability to grow, to shine, and to reclaim your strength so completely. They misjudged your tenacity, underestimated your resilience, and now find themselves face to face with the consequences of their actions, watching you thrive from a distance. Some are forced to wrestle with the shadows of their choices. Memories resurface moments when they dismissed your worth, chose cruelty over kindness, or failed to offer the support you deserved. These moments haunt them, a relentless echo of their missteps. For others, the shock of your evolution has been a profound blow. They never imagined you breaking free from their grasp, rising so far beyond their reach. Watching you ascend has exposed the limitations they tried to impose on you, and in turn, revealed their own stagnation. The contrast between who you've become and who they've remained is a reality they struggle to accept, a truth that lingers like an unrelenting shadow, forcing them to confront their own shortcomings. The emotions stirred by your transformation are complex, a tangled mix of awe and envy. They marvel at the strength you've shown, the resilience that has carried you to a place they can't reach. Yet, alongside their admiration festers a bitterness they cannot shake. Your growth casts an unflinching light on their stagnation, forcing them to confront the gaps in their own lives, the dreams left unrealized, the healing they've avoided. As they see you now, they struggle to reconcile the person before them with the version they once thought they knew. The change you've undergone is undeniable, and it leaves them facing the reality that they never truly understood you. Their certainty has crumbled, replaced by the haunting realization that your light was never theirs to contain. Reflect on the magnitude of your transformation. You have evolved into a force beyond anything those who sought to hold you back could have imagined. Their need to control, diminish, or overshadow you stemmed from their own fear of your strength and your limitless potential. But now, that strength is entirely yours, untouchable and radiant. The voices that once sought to undermine you have faded into irrelevance because you've reclaimed everything they tried to take: your essence, your confidence, and your power. The weight of your transformation hasn't just left them regretful, it's stirred emotions they're struggling to face. Some cling to denial, wrapping themselves in the comfort of old narratives where you were the problem, not them. They've convinced themselves that your growth is somehow a flaw, a departure from the person they thought they could control. Yet, beneath their defensive stories, the truth gnaws at them. They know they misjudged you, underestimated your strength, and dismissed the light you carried. Now, they're left with the void of their own actions, grappling with a hollow emptiness they can't escape. This is your moment to rise. Subscribe now, and let's make it unforgettable. This version of you stands as a testament to resilience and self-discovery, an embodiment of freedom and authenticity. Embrace this unstoppable self, for you've risen beyond their reach. Those who once tried to limit you now find themselves unable to stand in your presence, overshadowed by the brilliance you exude. You have become something extraordinary, untethered by their insecurities, fully aligned with your divine essence, and unstoppable in your truth. They reflect on what they could have done differently, but their realization comes too late as they see you standing in your power, radiant and fulfilled. It serves as a constant reminder of what they let slip through their grasp. And yet, none of that matters anymore. You are no longer defined by their actions or inactions. You have risen above, stepping into your power and claiming the life you were always destined for. Their regret isn't fleeting, it is a permanent reminder of the magnitude of their loss, one they must carry as you continue to flourish beyond their reach. They are haunted, not by what was, but by what could have been if they had recognized your value when it mattered. Your memory lingers in their thoughts, not as a fleeting image, but as a resonance they can't escape. It's more than just recalling your face or your words, it's the deep, unshakable impact of your essence, an imprint on their spirit they can neither explain nor erase. Like a melody that surfaces without warning, your presence echoes in their minds, a constant reminder of what they lost. Even those who failed to cherish you are left forever changed by your indelible mark. They replay the moments where they dismissed you, failed to value your essence, and took your brilliance for granted. Each memory now feels like a missed opportunity, filling them with regret that grows heavier with time. Relationships and distractions fail to fill the void because what you brought into their lives was incomparable. Your essence imprinted itself on their very being, a mark so unique that it can't be replaced. What they once tried to control has grown beyond their comprehension. Now they stand powerless, watching as you ascend to heights they never anticipated. The person you've become isn't just someone thriving, you've transcended into a version of yourself they never believed possible. To them, you've become untouchable, a presence that feels almost legendary, once close enough to touch, but now entirely beyond their reach. Their regret grows heavier as they confront the truth: they misjudged you at every turn. They were blind to the depth of your power, the resilience you carried, and the extraordinary energy that defined you. They may search for someone else to take your place, but the truth is irrefutable: no one can replicate the essence of who you are, your energy, your presence, your love. The aftermath of their choices leaves them with an undeniable void, one they desperately try to fill but never can. Now, as they reflect, the realization strikes like a sudden storm: it wasn't your beauty or charm that captivated them, it was your soul's undeniable brilliance, a light they failed to nurture. They were so consumed with trying to confine you, attempting to diminish your essence, that they overlooked the very source of your strength. They wonder how things might have been different, but the chance to rewrite their actions has long passed. You've risen to a space they cannot touch, leaving them to grapple with the weight of their choices. Your transformation has made you unforgettable, a force so profound that its impact will never be erased. Your energy has become untouchable, radiant and divine, existing beyond their reach. It's not just remorse that keeps you in their minds, it's an undeniable fascination with the person you've become. The strength you now embody, the love you hold for yourself, and the power you exude captivate them in ways they never expected. Your essence has become unforgettable, not because of any singular act, but because of the person you've become. You are a living testament to resilience, growth, and the unyielding power of self-love. Your transformation radiates with such intensity that even those who once sought to diminish you find themselves captivated by the brilliance they never expected. They can't erase you from their thoughts, not because of what they lost, but because you've become everything they were too afraid to acknowledge: luminous, unstoppable, and profoundly powerful. Your potential is waiting. Unlock it with us. Subscribe now and start your transformation. The way you enter a space now speaks volumes before you even open your mouth. It's not just about what others see, it's about the palpable strength, depth, and authenticity that radiates from you. People can feel it. Some will be drawn to you, inspired by your unwavering confidence and the clarity of your energy. Others, however, will be repelled by it, unable to face the truth of their own unresolved pain. They will avoid you because your growth, your healing, serves as a mirror reflecting back the parts of themselves they have yet to confront. And that's okay, because you no longer need to concern yourself with how others respond to your transformation. You've become a force, a living embodiment of growth and resilience. Your evolution is undeniable, and it speaks louder than any words ever could. It is an energy that demands attention, that shifts the very atmosphere of any room you walk into. It's the kind of transformation that creates a ripple effect, shifting the lives of those around you whether they realize it or not. This journey, with all its twists and turns, has certainly not been easy. The road you've walked was filled with moments of deep pain, testing your strength and resilience in ways you could never have predicted. Each trial, each obstacle you faced head-on, was a step forward, shaping you into the extraordinary person you are today. The healing process was never a straight line. It was messy, complicated, and at times it felt like it would never end. But what seemed like setbacks were actually the catalysts for your growth. They carved out the layers of your being, transforming you into a version of yourself you could never have imagined in the beginning. Your healing, your growth, has not only transformed your own life, it has become a catalyst for change in the lives of those around you. For those who once hurt you, your growth now forces them to face a truth they've long avoided. They cannot hide from the reflection of their actions. Your strength is a reminder of their weaknesses, and your peace serves as a mirror to their chaos. Some may deny it, continuing to live in the comfort of their illusions. Others will be haunted by their past behaviors, the attempts to control, belittle, or diminish you now echoing in their minds like a haunting refrain. As you stand here now, your transformation is undeniable. You are not the same person you were when you began this journey. You have evolved deeply and profoundly, and this transformation is not just for you. It has rippled out into the lives of everyone around you. Your presence alone has the power to stir others, to challenge them to look at their own lives and question the narratives they've been living by. Your energy is magnetic, and whether others are ready to face it or not, it makes them see themselves more clearly. It forces them to confront their own insecurities, their own wounds, even if they aren't prepared to heal them. And that's powerful. That's the mark of someone who has truly stepped into their own power. But here's the thing, it doesn't matter how they react. Your healing is yours, and it is a victory that no one can take from you. You have become a symbol of resilience and self-love, and that transformation is now bigger than you. It is a force that ripples through everyone it touches. Those who once underestimated you will now find themselves forced to confront their own shortcomings. Your journey will either inspire them to grow, to evolve, or it will awaken their jealousy, bitterness, and fear. They may choose to rise to meet the energy you now carry, or they may quietly fade away, unable to keep up with the level of growth you've achieved. But their choices no longer matter to you. This journey you've been on is not just about releasing the weight of the past. It's about stepping boldly into the future you were always meant to live. It's about claiming your life, your worth, your power, and finally putting yourself at the center of it all. You've learned to love yourself, not the version of yourself that others told you to be, but the real, unfiltered you. You've embraced every part of yourself, even the pieces that others once tried to make you reject. The parts of you they wanted to suppress, dismiss, or change. In doing so, you have created a wholeness within yourself that is unshakable. You no longer seek approval from external sources because you've realized that everything you need to thrive was always within you. As you continue to evolve, the world around you will realign itself. Those who once tried to limit you will either rise to meet you or quietly fade from your life. And when they do, you'll realize that their presence no longer affects you. The approval you once sought from others is no longer necessary. Your journey is now centered around your own growth, your own strength, and your own unshakable self-acceptance. The power you now hold is yours, and no one can take it away. Your healing journey, once painful and uncertain, has led you to a place of incredible strength. The person you are today is unmovable, radiant, and unstoppable. You have embraced every part of yourself, your radiance, your authenticity, your power, and it is this acceptance that has set you free. Nothing can stop you now. Nothing can hold you back. The journey you have walked is yours and yours alone, and that is the most freeing thing of all. You are a force of nature, and the world will never be the same because of your transformation. This is the version of yourself that is not merely resilient but unstoppable, a force so powerful it cannot be held back, a strength that refuses to be contained. Those who once sought to diminish you, who tried with everything they had to break your spirit, to place limits on your potential, now stand in the shadows of your extraordinary greatness. They watch in disbelief and awe as you soar to unprecedented heights, achieving success and strength they never even dreamed possible. They cannot even touch the remarkable accomplishments you have claimed for yourself. What you stand in today is not just the culmination of a journey, it is the reflection of your persistence, your undying resilience, and the deep love and acceptance you have cultivated within your own soul. The person you have become is a direct result of every act of courage, every moment of faith, and every ounce of strength you summoned when you faced the darkest times. You rose above every challenge, you pushed past every setback, and you overcame obstacles that once felt impossible. And now, standing where you do, nothing, no person, no circumstance, no doubt will ever again be able to dim the powerful light you carry inside. So, my cherished friends, I invite you to pause for a moment and truly reflect on what this journey means. It was not just about rising above adversity, even though that in itself is incredibly powerful. No, this journey was about something even greater. It was about becoming truly unstoppable in every sense of the word. It was about transforming into a force of nature and energy that moves without hesitation, without fear, and without limits. This transformation is not a fleeting victory, nor a temporary triumph. It is a seismic shift, a profound soul-deep change that reverberates through your being and leaves your enemies stunned and reeling. They now find themselves standing face to face with the undeniable truth they fought so hard to ignore. They could never, no matter how hard they tried, contain your brilliance. They could never control your potential. Your light was never theirs to snuff out, and as you stand now in the full power of who you are, know that their regret, their deep sense of defeat, is no longer your burden to bear. It is not for you to shoulder the weight of their sorrow. Their anguish is rooted in the very truth they tried so hard to deny. Your brilliance was always yours, and nothing they did or said could ever take that away from you. Every single challenge you faced, every drop of sweat, every ounce of strength you summoned, and every tear you shed in the darkness of doubt and uncertainty has led you to this moment. Every step you took toward your dreams, every victory, no matter how small it seemed at the time, has shaped you into the radiant, unstoppable force you are today. Let their regret, their failure to see your worth, be a constant reminder of the incredible power that resides within you. Their failure to recognize your potential only fueled your rise, your ascent to greatness. For every attempt they made to push you down, you only rose higher. For every word they used to try to break you, you grew stronger. They could not break you because you were never meant to be broken. You are not fragile, and you never were. You are a force that rises, no matter what. And now, as they remain in the shadows of your past, unable to touch the heights you've reached, you stand proudly at the pinnacle of your success, claiming victories and triumphs they never could have imagined in their wildest dreams. You have proven, beyond the shadow of a doubt, that no matter the obstacles, no matter the doubters, no matter the challenges that stand before you, you will always rise. Rise higher, chosen ones. This is not just a fleeting moment, it is your legacy. A legacy that will endure for generations to come, standing as a living testament to your resilience, your strength, and your unshakable belief in yourself. It is a legacy that will inspire others, who will look to you for courage and strength to rise as well. This is the fruit of your labor, the outcome of every struggle, every moment of pain, every challenge you overcame, and every ounce of love and faith you cultivated along the way. You have not simply overcome the odds, you have transcended them. You have risen above every limitation, every lie, every force that tried to hold you back, and you have become a beacon of hope. You are a living example of what is possible when you refuse to give up, when you refuse to surrender to the forces that try to break you. You have become a shining light, a proof that transformation is not only possible, but inevitable when you believe in yourself. Now, as you stand fully in your power, never stop shining, because the world needs your light more than ever before. I hope that this journey, this eye-opening transformation, has imparted valuable lessons that will continue to guide you as you move forward on your path. I hope that you now see, as I see, the incredible and untapped power that lies within you, waiting to be unleashed in even greater ways. Thank you for joining me on this journey, for walking alongside me, and for allowing this message to take root in your heart. I look forward to the next chapter we will write together. Until that time comes, take good care of yourselves. Keep moving forward, and always remember that the best is yet to come.